Welcome everyone to our 15-minute remote work-life balance program. For those that have not worked with me, hello, my name is Lance Breger. I'm the CEO and Executive Wellness Coach at Infinity Wellness Partners. And in 2006, I was in the middle of a health crisis. I was just admitted to the ICU at George Washington University Hospital for a peritonsillar infection. My left tonsil blew up to the size of a tennis ball, which made speaking, swallowing, and breathing painful and difficult. That was a scary and painful wake-up call that I needed to balance my life. At the time, I was a head trainer at a fitness spa and had two startup wellness businesses. I was treating meals like productivity speed bumps. I was working and emailing way late into the night, and I was running around in a chronic state of stress. It was only a matter of time until I crashed, and boy, did I crash hard. Our series is going to share with you the tools and strategies and skills that I've used to balance myself, because you can have a successful and a very healthy and happy career without jeopardizing the most important resources, your brain and body, by better balancing yourself. Let's go ahead and start with our first step to getting balanced: your motivation and inspiration. Answer the question, who or what is worth getting balanced for? The blank line on the slide will mirror the handout where you can write down the answer to this question: who or what is worth getting balanced for? This answer is your inspiration and motivation to change, grow, live, and work differently, which is going to be necessary to become more balanced. There's also a fallacy and a myth that I'd like to bust. We do not have to suffer at work to become more balanced. It's actually the opposite. The more you become balanced, the better you perform and the better you feel at work. So who or what is worth getting balanced? This is your inspiration and where we'll begin our journey. The next step is getting a baseline, accepting where we are, identifying our priorities, and taking ourselves to where we want to be. When I'm working one-on-one with clients, I love to use the life wheel. Here's 11 different life categories. I'm going to ask you to rate them on a scale of 0 is empty. Think of it like a gas tank. And 10 is full. You are very happy with that. It's full in your life. What I want you to do is very quickly, first number that comes to your mind, go around this wheel and rate these scores. What we want to do is identify the lowest scored categories. These lowest scored categories is your priority areas to create more balance. After plotting your scores on the 11 different categories, connect the dots in a clockwise shape, and you'll see how round your wheel of life is, or how balanced you are, and that symbolizes how smooth your life and work is rolling. We want to then identify and take these low scored categories and apply an inspired action to raise that score. Let's use the example wheel on the last slide. The low scores were spirituality, love and romance, contribution, recreation and fun, health and fitness. What I want you to do is identify which of your low scored categories, when worked on and improved, would give you the most boost to your balance. Now, let's imagine that this client picked love and romance and health and fitness as the low scores that could really create more balance. Now what we want to do is assign an inspired action for each of those categories that, when done consistently, can raise that score and give you more balance. The example for love and romance is an evening gratitude practice. This can be done with significant romantic partners. This could be done with family members, friends, pets, colleagues. It's just expressing gratitude is a great way to build and express love, connection, and if appropriate, romance. Health and fitness, an example would be to do a lunch walk. A lunchtime walk is what this client said could raise their balance. That's how we use the wheel of life to identify your low scores or your top priorities and then assign it an inspired action to create more balance immediately. Now what we want to do is go through your own personal balance signals. I love this. We're going to help you understand when you are balanced, getting out of balance, and out of balance. It's going to be with green light means I'm balanced, let's go. Yellow light is warning, slow down, you're getting out of balance, getting out of your lane. And red light is I'm out of balance, full stop. We don't want to get there, and it's okay if you are. We're going to help you be able to prevent yourself from getting there in the future, and having these different signals that are tailored for you is the key. Now what we're going to do is create your own personal ones. What is a green light for you? When you are balanced, how do you know? What happens physically, mentally, emotionally, or behaviorally when you're balanced? What tells you I am balanced? An example using sleep is waking up before your alarm clock, feeling enthusiastic and optimistic and ready to go. Yellow light for sleep might be I'm snoozing when my alarm clock goes off, right? I'm starting to get out of balance, not as fresh. And red light is I oversleep and I'm dreading getting it out of bed and I don't want to start my day. That indicates I am out of balance. So that would be an example of a green light, yellow light, and red light. What is it for you? The blank lines match the worksheet. Go ahead and write down what is your green light, what is your yellow light, and what is your red light. The yellow light is key because that is starting to tell you when you're starting to move out of balance, and it's important to take inspired, intentional action to change. We don't want to just run through the yellow light. That leads to the big red light, getting out of balance. We want to use the yellow light to start pumping the brakes and get balanced so that we can get back to our green light. Now what we're going to do is help you create balance through the book and concept of essentialism. Essentials. What is essential? What throws people out of balance is oftentimes thinking that everything is a priority and everything is essential. Well, that is just honestly not the case. What is the most essential things for you in your life? Let's identify up to 5 things that are the most essential. When you know what's essential for you, then you know what to put your energy to, what to say yes to, and what to say no to, which helps to create balance. You can always ask yourself the question, what is the most essential thing that I do right now? That's a great question to ask yourself for priority and to create balance in your work life. What are your essentials? Write down what's essential to you. Everything isn't on that list, and it's going to be helpful to identify what is truly the most essential for you to have the best balance, the best work and life, so that you know what to say yes to and say no to. If you're not quite sure from that, here's another exercise that will help you create balance and what's really essential. Love this question and sharing it with clients. Let's first answer this first question. What is very important to you right now that you're underinvesting in? What is something that is very essential, very important to you that you're underinvesting your time, resources, or energy in? Answer that question. Now that you've identified something really important that you're underinvesting in, now, what's not important, it's really not essential, that you're overinvesting your time, energy, and resources in if you're completely honest. What you've just done here is identified an opportunity. You've identified something that you're over investing in that's not important and under investing that's really important. What if you switched and you started putting the time and the energy of the not important actions and tasks into what's important for you? Would that create more balance? Would that create more health? Would that create more happiness and vitality for you? I think we both know the answer. So this is a great question to help you create more balance in your life and start to, let's say, reallocate your time, energy, and resources into the things that are most important to you so that you can create more balance. I hope you can see how that question alone could create a wave of impact. Now, what I want you to think about is, with that, what would success look like if you're going to create more balance in that over-investing and under-investing inverse relationship? What does success look like? Improving what you're under-investing in. What does success specifically look like? If you are improving in investing in what's really important to you that creates more balance, what would success look like specifically? How frequently are you doing something? What are you specifically doing? And identifying what success looks like on a short and a long-term scale. Another big question you want to ask yourself is, why does it matter? Why does it matter to start investing in something that is very important that you haven't been? And why is it important and why does it matter to stop over-investing in things that aren't that important to you and really don't matter? Why is that important? How does it benefit you? And why does this matter? The why is a question that uncovers the real, we'll say, the emotional hot button for your inspiration and motivation. Now we want to identify your accountability team and your support team. Who wants you to succeed in focusing on what's essential and creating more balance for yourself? Let's write down one person in your personal life and write one person down in your professional life, and share your goals of what's essential and what you're looking to change, what you're looking to now invest in to improve what you really value and what's essential to you to create balance, and something that you're no longer going to invest in because it's really not important, and you're going to be looking to either stop that, delete it, or delegate it, or decide later when it's going to be done. Sharing your goals is a great way to make it real, to create accountability and social support, which is necessary for long-term success. And it's important to know that you're not alone. And guess what? I want you to be successful. Now let's finish up creating your system. What's the reward that you can give yourself when you succeed and you create more success with this? When you're investing in what's really important to you and not investing as much time and energy and effort and what's not. What's a reward that you can give yourself or incentivize yourself with? Something positive that you really want to work towards, and it could be a great way to celebrate short-term goal achievement. Scheduling, that's next. How can you schedule what your essentials are, what those priorities are, what you're under investing in? But if you schedule it, it becomes real, and your schedule doesn't lie. If it's not on your schedule, the likelihood of you doing it goes down. So don't just think it, ink it in your calendar. What days are you going to do this activity? What time specifically, and for how long are you going to do that? And set it on a repeat reminder or reoccurring appointment with yourself so that you do that activity and you're investing what's truly important to you. That also allows you to be able to track it. If you can measure it, you can manage it. So figure out how you're going to track your success. Will you do that with an Excel spreadsheet in your calendar? Will you be tracking it with things like workouts or with accountability partners or on apps? How will you track and be able to report back if you're being successful? And then going to your accountability partner, remember, write down at least one of those two people who want you to succeed, or someone else that will lovingly and affectionately nudge you and remind you to do the things that are most essential to you that can create more balance. Awesome job today. We covered a lot of information, and all I want to invite you to do is one thing, just one thing until next week. What will you do until next week that can create the most balance in your life, that helps you invest in the things that are really important to you, the things that are essential that can create more balance? And you have 5 seconds to act on your impulse right now. If you don't act on this impulse to do something within 5 seconds, the likelihood of you doing it goes down. So what's the immediate action that you're going to do following this webinar? Will you schedule something? Will you create a grocery list? Will you reach out to someone and share a goal? Will you schedule a workout? What will you do? Do it in the next 5 seconds, and feel free to send your questions, ask for additional support, or send your success stories to the email below. And I look forward to seeing you more balanced next week. Thanks so much for being here.